Welcome to the Second Win Boxing Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, and alongside,
It's your boy, Mr. Hit the like button, sub to the page. She's a fantastic.
well, today, man, we have to. So it was a very busy weekend this weekend in boxing, man. I think we got a treat for those that are boxing enthusiasts. Had a treat. Those who are boxing fans, purebred boxing fans, got a treat this Saturday. Today we're going to do a recap on the Lomachenko versus Devin Haney fight. The controversial decision, the so-called controversial decision of Devin Haney winning decision over the veteran and one of the greatest amateur boxers of all times, the great Lomachenko.
Yeah, former unified, all that.
Former unified champion, etc. But C's, man, what's your take on the fight, man? Was the decision fair, or was the decision a robbery, as the so-called folks are saying? Is it a robbery or is it fair?
All right, I'm gonna start from the jump. I picked Devin. I picked Devin going into the fight, right? That was my pick. I just thought his size and everything, that advantage would be able to overtake Vasiliy over the course of the fight. So I picked Devin based on that. Skill-wise, the two are, as the fight proved to be, dead even. They equals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Watching the fight, first few rounds was pretty close. You know what I mean? Devin edged a few, Vasiliy edged a few. It was back and forth throughout like the first 8-9 rounds. You know what I mean? I remember you watching it, and I say, man, 8th round came in. I'm like, man, this fight already deserves a rematch. Regardless, I can't even pick. I can't pick between the rounds. Like, the rounds were that hard to judge. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
Yeah, the rounds were that hard to judge. Vasiliy seemed to win the most rounds in a dominating fashion. The rounds that he convincingly won, he won them convincingly. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's probably what's sort of stuck in people's heads as far as he won the fight. You know what I mean? Because he won the most convincing rounds.
Right.
But you also got to take into account that Devin was a champ. Devin, you had to beat him. You know what I mean? You had to beat the champ. Like, so being that them rounds were so close, I can't like sit here and say it was a robbery, because like going back, watching it again, I can still see it either way. I can't be mad at Devin winning.
Right.
I can't be mad at Loma winning. I got it a draw. Now going backwards, you know what I mean? Night of the fight, I did have it Loma 7-5.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you know, I wasn't in my right mind to be judging no fight at that point anyway.
As most of the people that had opinions on here were all the same way.
Oh man.
Going off the excitement each round. You know, get a few up in you. You hear the crowd going, you're going to get hyped. Your dopamines is high and level elevated. So anything that's hype, you're going to go with going with the hype. You're going with the hype. So
I mean, like I said, I got it a draw now. I think it was a perfect fight to be called a draw. Because like I said, it's so demanding of a rematch. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So I mean, it's been a long time since we had something like this, you know, and I don't want to taint it with the R word, you know what I mean? And so much controversy, like, can't taint this, man. It's a beautiful thing for the sport, beautiful thing for boxing, man. We got to appreciate these times, man, for real.
I agree, man. I agree, C's, man. My take on it, man. I'm old school, man. You know, Me and you both were sitting there watching that fight, and it was like 5 or 6 rounds that we didn't. Actually, 4 rounds. I can name 4 rounds that you and I didn't know who won the round.
Yeah, it was like you say who got that round? I'm like, shit, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like,
I quit.
if you check my Facebook post before when it was multiple rounds, I kept saying, man, I hate to be the judge of this fight. I said that in the beginning. I told you the same thing. I said I would hate to be the judge of this fight because it's hard to determine who won the round. Now, let me say this. A lot of these people that are using the R word for this fight, right? They're basing it upon the rounds that Lomachenko did win. And the rounds that he did win, he dominated those rounds. That is fair to say that, right? But it was some rounds that he did let off, like 12. 12 could have sealed the deal a little bit better for him if he would have won 12, because he dominated 11 and he had him hurt, and he didn't finish the job in 12, and he lost 12. You know, I still think the decision was fair to me personally. Exactly, I agree. I agree, brother. I agree with 7-5
there. I
agree with that as well. I definitely agree with that. And I thought Devin pulled it out. The rounds, like I say, you have to beat the champion convincingly to become a champion, especially when you're dealing with undisputed. This is not for 1 title, 2 titles. This is for all 4 titles. They are always on the line that day. Yeah. And let me tell you something. If you cut the volume down and take the sound away from the whole fight and put your emotions in your back pocket, you will get to see who really won that fight. Every time Lomachenko caught Devin with a shot, he answered back with a body shot. Okay, you didn't see his head rock back, but that boy was getting some clear body shots in there.
Body shots did work.
Every time he caught him like with a left hand, even when he was getting caught, Devin came back instantly. Boom, got hit, come back with something. Every time. Now, there was some rounds, like I say, 11. That was his most dominant round. Lomachenko was his most dominant round, was round 11.
Yeah, 10 and 11.
10 and 11 that's when he was dominating. So people, you know what I'm saying, got the buzz up in him. I'm speaking for the ones. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if it was a draw either, brother. I would not been mad if it was a draw. I would prefer if it was a draw, that would have been fair. Because the rounds were so both ways. It was hard to determine who was actually winning the rounds. But as you know, you can't make an even round, so you got to give it to the champion. So if you get a close round, 9 times out of 10, the champion is going to get the round. And it was like 4 rounds where it was hard to say who was winning the round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said he gave 3, 10, and 11. I think, to be honest with you, brother, that was probably the only real rounds that he actually won was 3, 10, and 11.
Yeah. I had him.
Those were the actual rounds he actually won was 3, 10, and 11, to be honest with you. Those other rounds, they were so close that it was hard to determine who dominated. So who gonna get the round? The champion's gonna get the round. All I can say is we had a great treat. That's when I feel as though boxing got a great treat this weekend. 2 highly skilled fighters, man. I was rooting for Lomachenko to win the fight, but as the fight was going on, I'm like, hold on. This boy is bringing something different to the table. I thought he was going to come in and try to jab like when he fought the guy from Australia, but I think that wasn't the case. He came with body shots, man. And there was some nice body shots that slowed Lomachenko throwing all them punches down, threw his timing off, all types of stuff. His timing was off.
Couldn't come in there with that jab game. Loma was. I mean, southpaw orthodox already neutralized it, but then that Loma straights was coming straight down that pike, and tearing him up now. Loma was getting work.
Exactly.
Loma Straights was putting in work. Devin Body Shots was putting in work. It was
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I mean, one other thing too, and this is another factor to add to the equation as well with when it comes to this fight. A lot of y'all went off of the hype. The commentators seemed like, you know what I'm saying, they was getting hyped. Like, my guy,
Bradley. Ward.
Bradley, Timothy Bradley. Ward was trying to counter every time because he's like, he'll say, Devin just landed one right there. You know what I'm saying? And I was getting mad at first. Remember, I was like, I was like, what is
Bradley doing with this bull?
yeah. I was getting mad at both of them for real, and I started realizing that that can play something in your mindset of thinking somebody winning the fight too. You hear the comments, Devin Haney just landed. Lomachenko just landed the right hand. And guess what? And Devin comes in with another left hand right to the body. Boom, right then and there. And I heard Ward slipping it in there. Okay, Devin just do a body shot.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bradley talked about that earlier with Fight Hype. Shout out to them.
Okay.
He said, he played, if Ward was talking about Devin, he was talking about Loma. So they basically, being that it was two color commentators, they was keying off each other. You know what I mean? So that was his, what he said was going on. So, and then, the Loma rounds that Loma was dominating, they both was just on the same accord. If Devin was doing most of the work, then they'd both be on the same accord. But for the most part, if it's action on both ends, one to pick one guy, one to go with the other guy, and they just saying what that guy, you know what I'm saying, what they doing. So that's how it works. That's the dynamic between them. So
man, shout out to both those fighters, man.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing I said after I went live after the fight was congratulations to both of those warriors, man.
Both of
them. They both put that work in. A draw would have been great, but when you have like 6 rounds undetermined, right? You got, 6 to 7 rounds undetermined, and that round's most likely going to the champion. That's most likely going to the champion, man. And I'm not mad at the decision. I do think it should be a rematch. I do believe in the rematch.
Rematch be perfect.
I think this is more rematch worthy than the Kambosos fight. I thought that was a shutout. I thought Devin shut him out. I didn't see no point in that rematch. But this fight here is definitely necessary for a rematch.
You would think
it's needed.
You would think Bradley wouldn't like to play one side of the commentating after that. Wasn't it the Pacquiao joint?
Yeah,
everybody thought you robbed because you know what I'm saying. The commentators was Pacquiao did this part, but then but the judges got it right. But
yeah, facts. but that's the issue going on with a lot of the people that actually think that Lomachenko won the fight. And you gotta look, the crowd was pro Lomachenko heavy. Every little punch the man threw, they was high up in the air. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you, I was rooting for Lomachenko, and I still didn't think he won the fight. I still didn't think he got robbed. I'm gonna say that. I still don't think he got robbed. There's no total domination between both fighters that whole fight. Nobody dominated that fight.
Yeah, even though I said that night I had Loma winning, I still would say robbery because it was too many swing rounds. Like it was just too many. It was like I can't sit here and say robbery when 4 or 5 rounds. I can't say who won.
You can't say who won, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if I might have said Loma won that round, but okay, I'm not mad at the judge saying Devin won that round. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And then it's on the eyes of the style of the judges.
Yeah.
Some judges might looking for this and looking for that ring generalship, looking for boxing IQ, boxing movement, head movement. They're looking for how a fighter throw goes to the body, comes up top. Aggression. Some people like aggressive fighters. Some people like boxers. It's on the eyes of the judge. And then and it's hard to judge a round like this. I saw it happen so many times. Lomachenko catch him with a left hand. Haney would come back with a right hand to the body instantly, just like that. Pow, pow. It'd be just like that. Several times that was going on. So it's hard to give the person that. Of course, the crowd gonna get hyped, but that's your man. You hit the dude. You gonna get hyped for him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think. Everybody got caught. They drank the Kool-Aid, man. They drank the hype Kool-Aid, man. And kept calling robbery, man. It was no robbery. At first, I was saying that at first. You know what I'm saying? Somewhat, I was trying to go there, but I was like, nah, hold on. Let me watch this thing again with the volume down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I advise anybody that thinks Lomachenko got robbed, watch it with the volume down. Put your biased opinion in your back pocket for a second. Judge the fight round for round. And I guarantee you're going to be confused who actually won most of those rounds.
Be like, oh.
Man, you was like,
it was dead even.
Man, hold on. It's like, man, who won that round? Man, it's hard to say, man. I don't know, man.
It was dead even. It was a perfect chess match, man. Just perfect chess match, man. This is what a 50-50 fight's supposed to look like.
Exactly. And this is some great boxing right here, man. This is what I was raised off, what I'm used to seeing. Back in the days, man. This type of boxing is what I'm used to seeing at the Golden Gloves and all those tournaments. This how the amateurs used to be back in those days. Evenly matched talent going up against each other week for week. I'm used to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, the new generation is not used to seeing the best of the best fight each other.
Fighting the best. That's what it is. See, people so used to blowouts or this guy winning convincingly that a confusing victory where it's like my man was supposed to win, he got robbed. Like, nah, man, this just a good fight. This what a good fight look like. This what a good fight look like. You can't be mad at either way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Either way is somebody got to win, somebody got to lose, but neither one of these dudes should have their heads down. You know what I mean?
Not at all,
man. They put on for the sport.
They did, man. And then, on my Instagram live, Instagram page on DMV Boxing Legend one, some guy was on there, he was saying that the CompuBox numbers gave it to him, as well as the commentator. And I say, that's my point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
You drank the commentator Kool-Aid and believe that the man lost the fight. CompuBox always wrong. I never seen CompuBox ever get it right. So definitely don't go off that mess.
Yeah, they be tripping.
They always been. CompuBox has always been wrong since the Ray Leonard days. So
they about bad as the old amateur scoring with the three clicks.
Exactly. They're just as bad as that. So please don't go off of that mess, man. So man, great fight. Deserves a rematch. I think the decision was what it was. It was fair. I think it was a fair decision. And because, some rounds was hard to tell who actually won it. And I think that's a fact, man. So, man.
What you think should be next for Devin and Loma? Like, what do you think Devin should do next?
If they don't fight in the rematch now, they should create one in the future. It should be put on the table. Listen, man, we got to run this back, man.
Got to run it back. That's a lot of bread, man.
I think it could be a lot of bread for boxing to run that back. And it don't have to be immediately, but it just has to be ran back.
I think it would have to be immediately because Devin in this weight class is not going to be for too long. And Loma ain't going to be able to meet him at 140. So it'll have to be somewhat immediate, but yeah, this is what I would want. I ain't gonna hold you. I would want this, but then you got the Tank and Shakur's looming. What you think about if he should do either one of those, or if not the rematch, just move up?
The Shakur versus
Tank.
Tank.
With Devin. Yeah.
I think that should happen. You know who I'm going with on that one, though.
Yeah. I mean, me too. I would be with you. And Tank,
listen,
me with Tank. I got Tank over everybody. So
I got Tank over everybody but Shakur.
Yeah, but,
everybody else, I think Tank could beat. I think Tank could knock Devin out by the third round.
Yeah, I think Tank gonna catch me if Loma was hitting him so clean.
Yeah, yeah. He was hitting with some shots and hurt him too. He
then
hurt him a few times.
them straight lefts from Tank, and
What you
then
think Tank gonna do?
the way Loma was dipping on Loma. I mean, the way Devin was dipping on Loma, like he would dip straight down.
Yeah, yeah.
All I could think of is Santa Cruz. All I could think of is Santa Cruz.
Exactly, man. He's going to sleep. I think they're going to avoid that fight. I don't think they're going to try to fight him.
Yeah, I would if I was them. I think
it's just going to be an internet battle, man.
He said he's going to tell Tank. He's going to tell Tank meet him at 140. Where he could be at his best. I ain't mad at him.
And 140 can just be dominant as well, just like how Ray Leonard and them took the welterweight on up to middleweight.
Yeah,
I think that same thing can happen from 135 on up to 140. The same thing can go down. You know what I'm saying? There's options to go that way too and make that a dominant weight class as well. I gotta get used to this microphone being like this.
But he's gonna have to be careful at 140 because there's some dogs up there. Gary Antoine, you got Matisse, Super Matisse.
Yeah, that's true.
And Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, T.O. up there, Ryan up there. They done took it up. But, honestly, if he not fighting Loma, and, like I said, I think him and Shakur and him and Tank, I think both of them will probably get him. I think his best option would be to move up and fight the winner of T.O. and Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? Be nice. That would be his best option. For me as a boxing fan, I would want the Tank fight, but I don't know if we getting that. So
I would rather see Tank and him fight first. I mean, not first, but I would rather see Tank, and I don't want to see Shakur and Tank fight. I don't want to see that. But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But I would rather see Devin Haney fight either one of those two.
Yeah.
And then, or the Lomachenko rematch. Either the rematch need to be a priority, and then after the rematch, go for Shakur Stevenson, because I don't know if he's going to re-sign. I mean, I know he ain't really signed, but go do more business with Top Rank.
Well, Paulie said he signed 2 days before the fight, so that's why they gave him the fight. Paulie.
Paulie always got his conspiracy, but he might be right though.
They might resign, but
he might resign because he seems kind of excited. Barbara, I'm seeing kind of excited. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, he probably resigned, and Bob want that Shakur fight for him. So.
Yeah, Shakur gonna beat him though.
Yeah, Shakur beat him. I think that's why Bob had Shakur come to that ring too.
Yeah.
Really push that fight. But I think that how hard that fight was for him might have made him think, because you heard Bill say right after, we going up. We might have to go up. I don't know if that's going. I don't know if nothing is going to happen. We might be going up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he even going to do that. He might just go up, man.
Yeah.
But then now for Loma, if Devin move up, what you think he should do?
If Devin move up?
Yeah. And he can't get the rematch,
I definitely don't want to see him and Tank. I don't see nothing that don't mix right there for some reason. I just don't see a mix of promotional aspects of that fight.
Yeah.
They're not gonna allow Lomachenko to come in there with that victim card. They're not going to allow that. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather team ain't going to go for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That storyline and all that, that shit ain't going to work on that side of the fence, man. So I don't think that the Mayweather team would be ever interested in fighting Lomachenko. As well as Shakur. I don't think they want that fight either. Big as this thing was with him and Ryan brought that name and brought that, that what Mayweather and them, how they handle business. Even Golden Boy, and as you can see, Golden Boy and Mayweather or Al Heyman do great business together. Always have. Mm-hmm. They bring the best. If you look at the numbers, they got the top of all of that, man. That's both ends.
Yeah, that's
They
on
do
both
great
of them.
business together. So,
Yeah.
hopefully, Ryan gets some fights in there too. I think Ryan going up to 40.
Yeah.
He should be in the mix too. He
He
should
working
add
with
him to
Derrick
the mix.
James. He working with
Yeah,
Derrick James now. We're gonna see how that, improves what he can do. I'm pretty sure Derrick James gonna get him right.
yes, indeed. He gonna have him. He gonna bring the dog out of him too.
But with Loma, if he continues fighting, I want him to. I would love for him to move back down.
Yeah,
And go and try to just go ahead and undispute that 130 where he's supposed to be.
yeah, I agree with that.
I think
130 be a safe weight.
him at 135 was like when he pulled Rigondeaux up to fight him. Rigondeaux had all the skill in the world, but was too small. It was just too small. So, and I think at 135 he got all the skill in the world that he can actually beat a lot of them dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once he get to that upper echelon, or the guys who like Devin should be like 140 or fringe 140ish, you know what I'm saying? But could still make 35. It shows that he's probably just too small, But at 130, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'd like to see him and Hector Garcia. That's a good fight for me.
That's a good fight. That's
I like that fight. I like that fight. You know what I mean?
That's a great fight. And I think Loma need to go back to some of those type of fights again. Yeah. Those type of fights like that.
Get down there, get Gary to jump out there with Gary.
That'd be a great fight.
Perfect rematch. Love it.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I think Gary got his number on that one though, man. Because that would be still another great chess match. Both of them are now advancing their careers. That would be another chess match to see.
Yeah.
Gary Russell Jr. versus him would be another chess match to see. There's so many great fights out there where it can be to that point where decisions are undecided based upon the skill level of both fighters. This was one of those fights with Lomachenko and Devin Haney were both equal in skill, right? Equal in boxing IQ, with not that most dangerous power between the both of them, to the point where it led to this. Mm-hmm. Now, Lomachenko was the harder puncher, in my opinion, on this fight in terms of headshot. Mm-hmm. Devin Haney was more focused on the body attack to slow down the speed, which was a goddamn hell of a strategy. And with strategies, that's been one of the strategies old school for many years. Got somebody with speed, you slow them down with body shots. Mm-hmm. And I know that came from no other than Zab Judah in the team.
Joel Judah, yeah.
Got to came from that team. That was an old school tactic right there. Body attack. Go to the body, slow him down. He wasn't able to set many times because of those body shots. He wasn't that fast throwing that many punches. He threw a few of them. He was getting them off sometimes in them corners, but that boy went answer with a shot of his own every time. Every time he hit him, he came right back with a shot. Instantly answered with a shot. But a lot of people didn't recognize that because they was listening to the crowd. They were focused on the crowd. They heard and my guy speaking on the commentator. Lomachenko caught him with the right hand. Lomachenko caught him with this. Whole time the other dude, here come. Lomachenko caught him. Lomachenko caught him. Hey, guess what? Devin was catching him with the body shot. Lomachenko caught him with a right hand and left hook.
Boy had to jump in like, dang, Devin landed a shot too, man.
He landed a shot, man. Ward kept saying it. Yeah. Ward kept saying it. But, y'all drank the commentating Kool-Aid. ESPN Kool-Aid this week, man.
Yeah, they love Loma. Loma's still gonna be top 3 pound for pound.
Yes, indeed.
On the ESPN list, man.
Like I say again, hell of a fight. Decision was fair, in my opinion. Champion wasn't beaten. Shouldn't have been a draw. I disagree with the draw. But I would respect the draw. I still think a draw wasn't fair enough. When you got a round, you can't decide. Like I say again, when the judges are sitting down at the table, they're not judging the fight. Since they both are equally talented, I'm going to give him this round and give him 6 and give him 6. That ain't how that works. How it works is each round for round. Okay, this round was very hard to determine who won it. The champion won that round. Okay, I'm gonna get a champion that round. Next round, because it was multiple rounds like that. Okay, I'm gonna get a champion that round. The champion won that round. Same thing over and over again. Then, man, like the brother said above, 3, 10, and 11, Loma dominated those rounds convincingly, beat his ass those rounds. And I'm going to say that. Yeah, Lomachenko beat his ass 3 rounds. Lomachenko didn't do that all throughout the fight because Devin was answering with shots those other rounds. But 3, 10, and 11, he dominated them. I give him those rounds. And I'm going to say this. Devin Haney didn't dominate many rounds himself. I gave him a few rounds. It was never dominated. But it was undetermined who won the rounds. So that's why he won the fight. Those undetermined rounds gave the champion the advantage. Loma should have won a little more than those 3 rounds, man.
Yeah, he shouldn't have took his foot off the gas in that 12th at all.
And let me take that back. I gave Loma 1. He won round 1. So I think it was like the brother said, 5 to 7. Brian Baker, exactly. Timothy Bradley was biased as hell. And the crowd, and most of the dudes that screaming robbery was drinking Timothy Bradley's Kool-Aid that whole night.
Yeah, I can see it.
I see exactly. He was every time. It was times where Lomachenko would throw a punch. Devin Haney would come back with a shot. I hear Loma's shot, but I never heard Devin Haney's shot.
No, they got so the company line.
And plus the crowd was pro Lomachenko. Like I say, ESPN, you drank the ESPN Kool-Aid this week.
But how was it pro Loma and Devin Holmes? Damn, come on, Devin.
Listen, man, the Ukraine.
It came deep.
The Ukraine. The Ukraine thing is running, and man, where I live at now, man. Let me say this first and foremost, man. We send our prayers and love to the country of Ukraine, first and foremost. But when it's an emotional story being shared right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was over in the war and all of that. He got a story.
That's why most people thought that a close fight would be given to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. The story, the whole backstory, the ESPN, the backing that they've been giving him all these years. Bob's back, and Bob thinking he's the best fighters since Ali. You know what I mean? So that's why most people are saying like it's a robbery. Like, oh nah, because a close fight was supposed to go to Loma.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's sort of like confusing. A close fight supposed to go to Loma. Like, nah, man. Close fight probably do go to the champ.
Yeah.
Can't be mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Still believe it was a draw, but I ain't mad at it.
Yeah. So just like you say, especially. And I said, look, man, everybody that's coming on here is saying the same thing. I gave it the same thing, 7-5 for Devin Haney. I give it the same exact scorecard. And guess what? Out of those 7 rounds, 4 of them was undetermined.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, I can't be mad at 7-5.
In terms of who actually won the round, because they were so goddamn close with rounds, it was hard to say who won them. But guess what? Devin won the round. He's the champion. I'm undecided. I'm giving this round to the champion. Giving this round to the champion. That's not robbery, man. The fight was close. It was a close fight with a lot of undetermined rounds. Yeah, another brother say Haney won too. Another sister say that. Exactly.
Anyone
Yeah,
can't be
we
mad.
agree. We agree. We agree.
Can't be mad. Would love to see the rematch, but if it happened, it happened. If not, you know.
Exactly.
But yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
So, why
you
you
know,
say? Why you say it, Miss
why you
Fish?
say that, Miss B? Why you say that?
Yeah,
That's what we are.
yeah.
That
No
was our
answer.
answer too. No
Said
answer
them.
for those body shots. And
We
guess what?
said it.
Every time, Lomachenko caught him with a shot, Devin came right back instantly with a body shot.
Fighting well off the back foot too.
Instantly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Haney body shots did big work. Like
Yeah. It
we
neutralized the
saying
fight.
that.
We was saying that during the fight live. We were saying it, man,
Yeah,
that the body shots from Devin Haney is the biggest
body
neutralizer
shots.
right now,
Yeah,
and it slowed his ass down
slowed
too.
him down. Yeah, he caught that second win like round 10 and 11, but
Just like when Bill was saying, Bill mentioned, he said,
yeah,
you winning the fight. He was telling the truth. He was telling the
mm-hmm.
truth. He was counting the
He was
rounds.
close
As
to
each
to give
round, they
up,
were
man.
counting the rounds.
Most of which hit the gloves. Yeah, looking back at it, a lot of them shots that they was going crazy on was hitting gloves.
It was hitting gloves. The crowd was just, like I say, was drinking the Kool-Aid. They was drinking the get hype Kool-Aid that night, and
Yeah.
that's what ended up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a close fight, man.
Out
Haney
of
won
love.
by a margin. I agree.
Only one by head. Yeah, I can't be mad at it.
At
I'm still
all.
fighting for my draw, but I'm not mad at Haney winning, man.
7-5 is
I love
accurate.
it, man. This what
It's
boxing
all
needed.
good.
It's like
Yeah,
so beautiful,
yeah.
Joe. Like, especially like you gotta love when
I,
you get fights that's
hey,
like this, like to where boxing becomes opinionated. You know what I
exactly,
mean? When everybody
exactly.
like, what I mean? And you can have healthy discussions about, nah, man, such and such won because of this. Nah, man, such and such won. Oh, nah, man, this just should have been a draw, man. Nah, man, I just want to
Right,
see it again. You know what I mean? That's
right,
what builds
right,
the sport. People seeing
right.
like just close fights, good fights, and wanting to see a rematch, wanting to see it again, wanting to see more. You know what I mean? More good fights.
Yeah, you're right, Miss B. Haney took less punishment, but
Yeah, Haney.
also, but Haney was getting hit with a lot of shots, man. They kept talking about Dad was hurt in 11 rounds. I don't think Dad was ever hurt. He looked a little,
He looked a little
little
wild. He
stung,
wobbled a little,
a
but
little
I
stung,
don't think
but
he
it
was
wasn't,
out on his feet,
no
but
out.
he might
Yeah,
have got
like,
stunned by something. Like, whoa,
he got
Lord,
stung.
okay.
He got stung. It could have also been the fatigue from the fight
See,
too. It
it
could have
could have
been
been
either
tied
or
up.
because you gotta remember them boys that was a back and forth chess match right there.
Yeah, that was
But
a
no, I
beautiful.
wouldn't say. Yeah. Yeah, Devin got hit with some left hands, a lot of left
Yeah,
hands.
he gotta
Lomachenko was catching him with, but
he gotta
as
learn to keep
as
his
we were
head off
saying,
that center.
yeah, as we were saying, as he was getting caught with a shot, he answered back with either a body shot or something. He came back
Put
with a
on more
shot most
work.
times. Yeah, great
Put
fight
in
though. I
more
think
work.
it's great fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
it's a good
do. He
fight.
got more to work on. Got some stuff to work on the drawing board, especially with the defense. He
Uh,
can't go in there with Tank with that. He going to sleep if he think he gonna go in there walking through and taking them left hands like he was able. Tank got one mission, that's to seek and destroy. So
uh,
I don't see him doing that same thing with Tank.
nah, he gonna have to. It's gonna hold another game plan with Tank,
And
and he gonna like Loma sort of had his game plan set because Bradley said that Loma said in the fighter meetings that Haney a 1-2 puncher. When he get
yeah,
back on that two, his head right back center line. So
he
he
right.
took advantage of that.
And that's why that left hand was catching
That's
him.
why that left hand was coming right after that too. Bink. You
Yep,
know what I mean?
yep.
So he gonna have to learn that, especially if he want to go against Tank, that lefty
That's
like
true.
Tank.
But you know what else too is the thing that threw them off, threw Loma off was he didn't expect the body shot to come in there. That body shot threw him off and threw his whole game plan off. Because if they wouldn't have never put that body shots in the full effect, right? Them left hands would have been eating. I'm trying. Them left hands would have probably ate him alive, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
They would have
he
ate
had
him
to keep him
alive.
ball. Had to keep
They would
him
have ate
back.
him. Yeah, body shots for Tank. If he was to try that shit, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work the same. I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah. And Tank hit different.
He hit different,
Tank hit
and
different. Tank
yeah,
hit Devin. If Loma
if
stunned
Devin,
him, Tank gonna do
right,
something more.
yeah, Tank gonna put him out. I see one of them bad, vicious knockouts like that going when he knocked out Santa Cruz that time.
That's what I said. That especially the way he dipped,
Yeah,
like the way he was dipping against Loma. But I don't think he really respected Loma's punch as much as he would Tank. Like he know Tank ain't.
yeah, that's true.
Especially if what Tank said was true and he got a little dazed when they was sparring. And Tank said I could have had you out, but then however that story go, I don't want to get into that. Hey,
but
so
yeah, man. Go ahead.
quick question. You think this what we can expect from if that other fight that we don't talk about ever happened?
You talking about the turn?
Yeah, that fight that we don't talk about. Crawford.
Yeah, that would be. I think, to be honest with you, I think that would be a similar situation.
Yeah.
I think it would be a lot of undecided rounds the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what 50-50 fights should be.
I think it would be a lot of undecided rounds between them two. I definitely think it need to happen, though.
Yeah. Miss B say Shakur in the dark waiting for his opportunity.
Yeah.
Got Taylor beating T.O. Yeah, we're gonna do a previews and predictions for that because I sort of do too. I sort of think Taylor gonna put in work with T.O. T.O. ain't showed that he could.
Yeah, T.O. still.
Yeah, still got a lot to work with him, man. And if he going up there with them bangers,
hopefully he pull it off though. But who knows, man? What we gonna get? Which T.O. we gonna get this week?
That's what I'm saying. So if T.O. loses, it should be Loma and T.O. too. Yeah, but T.O. saying he's staying at 140. I don't think he's coming back down. Think he should. Think he should.
I think he's running from that talent, personally.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty. But like I said, it's nasty at 140.
I would rather see him go back to 35 and fight, what's the name, in the rematch? Cam Bolton.
Yeah. So Keyshawn talking heavy on Tank. I think Keyshawn talking heavy on anybody. Keyshawn want to get to them big fights now. I think he ready for them big fights. I saw him going on Andy Cruz.
Boy, though, man.
Keyshawn a bad boy. I think he up there, man. The way him and Frank Martin was going at each other, I love to see that fight.
Yeah.
I love to see that fight. Keyshawn, Frank Martin. But then, all that's going to be is having to get the PBC and work together. So,
yeah,
you know how that goes.
That's hard to do unless it's a super mega fight. They're not going to cross paths on each other if it ain't that
super mega fight. Yeah, super mega fight with a title on the line because the other one ain't going to want to lose their title.
Shoo, nice.
Shoo, nice. Yeah, Abdullah Mason, nice. That's my boy right there.
Yeah.
I think Shakur should do more at 135 to get a title. Yeah, Tank probably do deserve it more than Shakur. Shakur just coming up, but Shakur low key should have been undisputed at 130. Man, them dudes just ain't want to fight him.
Shakur. Now, and I tell people this all the time. In my opinion, Shakur will be, when the smoke clears in 135, Shakur Stevens will be the last man standing at the top of the throne. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevens, to me, is a combined Ray Leonard mixed with Floyd Mayweather, all in one.
Brian, that's a good one. Dave should go up and take that belt from Rolly. Think that's the easiest work you can get.
Yeah, that's some easy work.
Yeah. Rolly robbed a 50-something-year-old dude, man. That's just crazy. That's crazy, man.
That's funny.
Rolly done robbed that old man.
Yeah.
Regis and Haney will be lit.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be a good fight. It'd be a good fight. Haney won't want to get hit by nothing though. But that's a great fight because the defense and boxing ability of Haney against Regis is pressure.
Rolly is a bootleg champion.
Rolly a bootleg champ. That's a fact. That's a fact. Belt from the pawn shop. Yeah, they got Thanks, Tony.
Yes,
real. Thanks, Tony. But yo, you got anything else on this one?
Man, nothing right now, man. I'm at the point where the decision has been final. Please, all I just suggest everyone to rewatch the fight with the sound down, and just score round for round, and think like a judge, and the main thing you should be looking for when you're thinking like a judge is if I have an undecided round, right? Who you gonna give it to? 9 times out of 10, you're gonna give it to the champion. Yeah, Rolly used to be didn't Rolly used to do some form of martial wrestler or something, right?
Yeah, he was it karate or? Yeah, he did like some martial arts. I think it was
some martial arts or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to see the rematch, man, Devin. Making 135 one more time.
It should be tight.
I don't think that's gonna happen, man. I don't think that's gonna happen because of the the size of the fence thing with that. It might though. It might.
I mean, he let Devin do move. He move around. So if he didn't re-sign with Bob, it could happen. Yeah. He re-signed with Bob, then
Yeah. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all for coming in, tuning in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man.
Yeah, definitely.
You get a chance, go visit www.rawvegan.com. Also, go visit rawvegancoffee.com. Also, go check out our other channels as well in terms of we're on Spotify. We also are on Apple Podcasts. So go check us out. It's called The Second Win Boxing Media. I am your host, Rashid Hammond, and alongside...
It's your boy, Caesar Fantastic. Mr. Hit the like button and sub to the page. Don't forget to sub to the page. Leave some comments in the page, man. We're trying to break this algorithm. Trying to get this thing cracking for real, But yeah, that's it.
Yes, indeed, man. All
Miss B. I'm going to say your name all the way out. Miss Bitch.
Great boxing knowledge. Great boxing knowledge, Miss Bitch.
At you. Yeah, please come back. Come back.
Also, Brian Baker, come back, brother. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
Definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, The Second Win Boxing Media. Peace.
Peace.